Hello and welcome to Dead End Gaming. I'm Dead End Dragon, and if you haven't looked at the description already, today is all about how to make and play music in Archeage. It is simple at heart, but we'll go through how to get the materials for making music, to putting them together, and then finally, making the music itself. If there is a specific part you'd like to see, there are timestamps on the screen, and they will also be in the description below. Before we can begin today though, we'll need to get our hands down and dirty as we're making the music ourselves. So I believe a change is in order. For starters, we're going to need some Dawn Lake Light Essence. In order to get the essence, we're going to need to go basic fishing. For that, you'll just need a basic fishing rod and some bait, usually off the auction house. I usually like to fish in this tundra area just because it's a peace zone and not too many players are around to bother you. You can also go ice fishing. This takes an ice shovel, which can be found from a general merchant, a special rod that you'd have to make, and a high level in your fishing proficiency. This is usually fun, and we can usually get to this later, but for the moment and for starters, we'll just go regular fishing. You can fish in a lot of places as long as there's a large body of water, from the frozen tundra to a hidden lake in the back of a cave in the mountain area. You can also fish in with the Wormkin camp. They're really cool and friendly enough there. Watch out for those dragon bones though. You can fish there too. Wherever you fish, just make sure it's consistent, as there are lots of fish out there that you can get from different areas. Usually there's only about 4 to 5 fish in one area, so just stick to one area that you like the best. I like to fish in Marion Pole because why not? I'm not supposed to be there. I'm from the opposing faction anyways, and they could kind of take me out anytime they wanted. But it's fun to do anyways. Fishing is important, and that'll get you your Dawn Lake Light Essence. Next step, we're going to need some paper. But to get paper, we need some logs and some lumber. I usually just get my logs off the auction house as that's a lot easier, but you can get logs by cutting down trees, or you can plant your own trees and cut those down instead if you have property. This is usually a lot better than just buying lumber off the auction house, because the lumber on the auction house will be a fair amount more expensive than the logs themselves. It does take some labor and some time, but why not? We might as well. The next step is to get those lumber into a paper press. What that's going to do is take your lumber and turn it into paper. It's 1 lumber per 2 pages of paper. We're going to need a lot of this, so let's make sure to stock up on it. The next part I should tell you is that through doing this, your proficiency rank will go up in different levels. It's really cool to see that you do 3 different proficiencies between your carpentry work, your fishing level, and your artistry. So you can get those 3 up pretty well with this. So don't worry about having to focus on one or the other to make this work. The fishing is basic fishing, and the lumber work is basic lumber work. So you can just focus on the artistry, and the other 2 should follow. Next up, we'll need some memory ink. Those you can find from general merchants or wandering merchants, who are always found in the town. Just make sure to stock up on a lot of that. We'll need it for later. Finally, we've made it to the artistry bench. This is where we've probably clicked on the video for. So for this, you're going to need a few things, but just to know, there's basic music paper, master's music paper, and maestro music paper. Real quick, I'll bring up an animation to show you what the different levels need and what they take. It'll be a little easier in comparison side by side, so you know what you want to go for. The music paper takes 10 paper, 1 Dawn Lake Light Essence, and 5 memory ink. The other 2 are pretty similar with the essence and the memory ink, but will instead take music paper. So we're going to need to start out by making a lot of music paper. This is why I told you to get lots of paper and lots of memory ink. The next thing to know is that you're going to start out pretty basic. You may not know what the characters mean right now, but you can come back later to see what those are. The proficiency, though, will be a big impact. We're just going to start with a lot of basic music paper. We can work our way up to the maestro later. I believe a change is in order again. And now we're ready to make some music. You right-click on the music paper, and a title section comes up with an area down below that you can enter in your music. It's pretty cool and nice, but not sure what to start with. This little how-to section is kind of nifty and shows you what you can do with the music paper. There's also a neat percussion section as well, so you can also make percussion music as well. But back to the general section, these other codes are going to be important: the change octave, volume, tempo, and the default note length. But for now, I usually go to MML Library, Archeage MML Library. That's a website where you can go, and a lot of creators have come and put their own music on there. You might even find a popular song that you enjoy. You just go, copy the music, and copy it into your computer. Then, back to your Archeage screen, you paste it in, and you can give it a title. Generally, though, you gotta watch out, because there's only 12 character limit on the title. So you might have to get rid of some spaces, and that might not give you enough space, so you might need to get creative. But that's okay, because it's still your music that you're going to make. There you go. The last thing I like to do is click on the play music button before I save it, just to make sure it's okay, since it came from a different website, and I didn't actually create it. But it sounds good to me, so we might as well click on the Save Music. Now, you can go and play your music wherever you want. There's a lot of different areas that you can play, and a lot of cool instruments to play on. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Just so you know, the format is MML, so there is ways to convert from MP4 down to MP3 to MIDI to MML, which takes a little bit. I might have a separate video on that, but for the moment, we're gonna keep that for a separate video. But you can look more into it if you'd like. You can also change other people's music as well, as maybe they just have the octave off, or the volume's not high enough, or the tempo could be a little faster or slower. So just keep in mind those other codes. And other than that, you should be good and set to play. So that's it. There's no limits to where you can play to. No need to be held down by immobile instruments. There are a ton of instruments out there. What may sound bad on one, might sound amazing on another. I recommend you just try out lots of different instruments and have fun. As long as it sounds sort of okay, try it out. Maybe check out a different instrument and save it anyways. But that about wraps it up for me. I hope this helps you get on the path to make your music. If you made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me out a ton. Also, if you have any comments about how to transfer from MP3 to MML, that would be an awesome topic for me. Leave the comments in below if you're interested, or if you have any information on how to do that. It would be a big help. Please let me know your favorite piece that you made as well, or the instrument that you found, in the comment section. Also, shout out to all the music creators that helped me make this video. You guys are awesome. See y'all next time!